So the deck is all just burn and creatures with prowess, and Bone Crusher Giant is super good in here because it's both. It's a creature with some kind of ability that deals damage and a spell that deals damage. Bone Crusher Giant is a perfect fit here. Seasoned Pyromancer. This is a card I haven't seen that frequently. It seems fun though. Bone Pressure Giant, yeah. All right. Inquisition to start the game. Gets us Firebolt. I forgot Firebolt was even in Modern. Firebolt, Lightning Bolt, Monastery Swift Spear, and light up the stage. Catherine's going to be joining us in a moment. Cathrine, stand by. CSMagicAlters, thanks for the host. That's Cathrine, everybody. I'm going to have Cathrine join us on stream in just a moment. Setting that up. Blister Coil Weird just cast. Pretty cool. Excuse me while I fix the overlay, everybody. Trying to have Cathrine call in right now, just setting it up. Jebediah, thanks for the resub. Appreciate it. Jebediah loves paper magic. I do too. I do as well. What does this blister coil thing do again? Oh, it gets a counter, like, yeah, okay. Of course, while I'm trying to set up, they got to be changing life totals. Renin 6 is here. Who's excited to see Renin 6? I know I am. All right. Still trying to set up this call. Sorry for the awkward silence.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh. Wait a second. All right. For some reason, that's not working. Hold on.
Put 18.
Sure.
All right. Well, that was me.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
And I'll cast the Thoughtseize.
I forgot to let you in.
16.
All good. Yes, I can hear you. What's up?
Great. I'm pretty good. Just got done with an outdoor rehearsal.
Nice.
Play until there's light, and I can see we've got mono red aggro, the Jun.
Yes,
Jun
this is the matchup.
My jam.
So are you cheering for Jun by default here?
I am, but if this mono red aggro is playing Chandra's Incinerator, I am. Oh, this is the one with the companion build. Oh, this is the Prowess. Got it.
Yeah, it's a weird, odd convert mana cost. Obosh Prowess deck. Seems really cool.
Yeah. Yes. I'm familiar with this. Pulling up their deck lists now.
Yeah, I'm very curious what you think of the Jund list specifically because it's a little different.
So I can get like in the weeds about Jund. So they're playing 24 lands, which is what I currently agree with. At different times, we've been playing 23 and 25 lands, even 26 for a hot second. And we've got Canyon Slough or Slough.
I think you have to boost your volume just a little bit. Can you?
Oh, sorry. Yes, I can. I was recording instruments.
Oh, okay. Cool. That makes sense. You had the gain off.
Yeah. for work, I have to pull it back. So here we go. That should be bumped about 25%.
Yep.
And I've got another 20-ish% of the remaining that I just bumped.
All right.
So let me know.
It's perfect now. It's perfect now. Sorry, what were you saying? I kind of cut you off.
Well, that's fine. In general, this mono red aggro versus Jund matchup is pretty tight because, Jund's whole thing is it's 2-for-1s and 1-for-1s, uh, hand disruption, and that can be tough because sometimes mono red aggro just keeps going, and has that burn spell off the top. But this new Prowess build is a little easier for Jund to interact with because they rely a little heavier on their creatures to get things done, and they're all small creatures, which is really nice for Jund because we can get those good. This is a very pimped Jund deck, makes me happy as well.
What do you think of not running Bob? Did you say that already?
I have not just okay,
Okay.
so
Because I
I was
forgot if I spoke to you or to them. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
no problem. I was a late adopter of moving away from Bob.
Okay.
In general, I thought the card advantage was like super, super important. But honestly, I think Ren and 6 has filled the Bob slot because of the land card advantage that it creates. So I am currently not running any Bobs, and I think that's fine.
0? 0 for you?
0. 0 in my current list.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been 2, and I've also been 4 in the history of this. And let's see, other stuff. So I'm very curious. I have done main deck Chandra Torture Defiance. I think it's really good, especially when like big creatures are floating around. Those 4 damage, huge. Love that. And what else do we have? Maelstrom Pulse is also like if you want to get into the Jund weeds. Not everyone feels like Maelstrom Pulse is correct. I also think it's interesting that it's kind of low. We've got an Abrupt Decay Assassin's Trophy. Like this kind of, you can get real in the weeds with Jund in terms of should you run 2 Assassin's Trophy versus 2 Abrupt Decay. And I
How
like
frequently
Maelstrom
are you
Pulse.
blowing up multiple permanents with Maelstrom Pulse, I'm wondering?
But it feels so good when you are. So you really, really struggle against Lingering Souls as a card.
Oh,
And
okay.
it is not always in the meta, but it's always a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you struggle against,
I feel like
tokens
in
as
my
well.
experience, there was always like some newbies at my LGS that just ran like really annoying Lingering Souls decks.
Right, black white tokens, and it's just
Yeah.
hard for John to beat that. So I like Maelstrom Pulse for sure.
Okay.
However, if you are running the Luris, in which people have been doing, obviously, it doesn't work. But I don't think anyone's really doing the companion any longer.
Yeah, we were talking about companions quite a bit before you came on. Um, companions in modern before the rules for companions were changed.
Mm-hmm.
Were they that prevalent? And
Oh yeah.
was okay? They were. So
Mm-hmm.
now that they changed the rule, how prevalent are companions?
I'm trying to describe how prevalent they are compared to other things. I would put them at
Like you're gonna play a league, you're gonna play 5 rounds. Do you expect to play at least one companion deck?
maybe out of 2 leagues, so 1
Maybe
out
out
of
of two
every
leagues.
10
Okay,
decks.
all right,
Mm-hmm.
that's a good way to put it.
So this mono red Prowess deck, you don't see the Blister Coil weird as a standard edition, but I really like it. Now, Alan just played Seasoned Pyromancers, and that is also in the mono red Prowess deck, and
Oh, it is. I
I
didn't
am a
notice
big
that.
fan. Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're both
Big
running that
fan.
card. Okay, I missed
It
that.
is a little challenging for Jund to get double red, which seems a little odd because it's like the default backup color. Every once in a while, though, because in Jund, you really want to have double black by turn 3, and because you want to play Liliana the Veil. Now, that's kind of old school thinking, but if you also have Seeds of Pyromancer, sometimes getting both is hard.
Okay, so now David Tao has the um, Obosh. I keep forgetting the name of that card in hand. Once he gets Obosh on the table, is Alan basically dead because every burn spell does like 10 damage?
Yeah, let me read that one again. So Obosh, if a source you would control with an odd converted mana cost would deal damage to a permanent or player, it's doubled. Well, Obosh with being 5 CMC. So if it's the only creature he has, Liliana the Veil is an out.
True.
But yeah, the clock essentially doubled.
Yeah.
Excuse me, was cut in half, the opposite of that.
All right. Red and 6 sacked for some reason. What's his sack thing again?
So
Oh, he got an
Red and
emblem.
6's
Okay.
ultimate is it gives all of your instants and sorceries retrace.
Right.
I don't think that's what it says technically. Oh, it does say, yes, it does actually say the word retrace. So
And
in
that-
the graveyard, it looks like we have a Maelstrom Pulse. I believe is that Amonkhet Maelstrom Pulse I see.
Yeah, I believe so.
And I'm not sure I see very many. These 2 cards off the top looks like a Cascade for a Bloodbraid Elf because I see 4 mana tapped. And with David being at 15, that's a tough call.
So you can discard a land to cast a card from your graveyard,
Mhm.
right? Okay. Yeah. Just in
Yeah,
case
so it
anybody
looks
didn't
like
know
he
what retrace does.
immediately retraced the bolt.
Yep. He retraced the bolt and put,
So maybe we're putting it all at Obosh.
I believe so, and I think we're looking at a response to that, right?
And I'm not familiar with that card art that David's holding in hand.
That was Lava Dart.
Oh, Lava Dart.
Yeah. So he's
Really a staple of
flashbacking
this
the
deck.
flashbacking the Lava Dart in response, and Obosh is now
Probably
dead.
sending at Seasoned Pyromancer, I would assume. I can't hear the players right now, so we'll catch that in a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, I can send you the call so you can hear them if you want.
Sure thing. I'll boot up.
It's
Zoom.
totally optional, but I'll send you the link. All right. Anyway,
Yeah.
just make sure you're muted in the call. I made
Will
that mistake
do.
earlier.
And then it's the forever sound.
Yeah.
I'm logged in as my teacher Zoom right now, and I'll be honest, I'm not sure I can switch it
Really?
because I forget my logins.
Oh, you forgot your login. It's fine. You don't have to be on the call. I
I'll
was
just
just
be
giving you the
no,
option.
I'll be on my teacher Zoom. It's fine.
Okay, fine.
All right.
All right.
Soul
Soulscar,
Mage,
and
which is a really
Elemental.
interesting way to counteract Tarmogoyf because you're slowly, potentially, if you feel behind, putting -1/-1 counters on it. But
Yeah. Wait, how do you get the Elemental? I missed that. Is that from the
the
Pyromancer?
elemental is from the Pyromancer. So if you discard, I don't want to say it wrong, for each non-land card discarded with the ETB trigger, you get a Deuter.
Right. Okay. I've not seen that card on the other side of the board too many times, so I forgot. All right. Now it's Alan's turn.
All right. I am in the Zoom call.
Cool.
And we've got an Abrupt Decay happening now.
Yep. Takes out the Seasoned Pyromancer, but the Pyromancer can do something from the yard, and I forgot what.
Yeah, Seasoned Pyromancer, it costs 5 to do a sort of flashback effect. So 5, exile Seasoned Pyromancer, create 2 red, 2 1/1 reds, whatever.
Yep. 2 elementals again.
Again,
that seems pretty good right now.
Being hard to deal with in Jund.
Yes. How is Jund overall position right now? Because Jund for a long time was like a top deck. Is Jund
For sure,
great
Jund
right now?
is always a thing. It's kind of like the test in Modern is can your deck beat Jund? Because Jund is the 50% deck, and you leverage skill, basically. And at various times, sometimes it's the 55% deck. Right now, post-banning Astrolabe, Jund is flourishing. And I would say this is probably more due to an unknown meta than anything else.
I see.
In Modern, in unknown metas, you'll see Dredge, Jund, Burn, and Tron generally be the 4 decks that just default take over until we figure out the next best deck.
That makes sense.
Which means it's always good to play those. They're pretty safe.
True. All right, so David Tao is in trouble. He's at 1 life.
Yeah.
This is
Let's
game 1,
see
by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
What can David do? Alan's at 11.
Sacks
Now
and
10 due
flashes
to
back.
Lava Dart. And we got a we got a light up stage, so you know, he does have a decent amount of mana. Not anymore so much.
Seasoned Pyromancer is that, and a Bolt.
Mm-hmm.
He's still alive. He's not dead yet.
Yeah.
It's still not a really good board position, though.
Yeah, so David's really thinking about this, and I agree. This is a tough spot. With the light up the stage, I would be tempted to send that Bolt at the Seasoned Pyromancer, because that feels like the winning line, perhaps,
Mm-hmm.
instead of... or excuse me, the Burst Lightning. And so he's going to send that at Alan's face. Okay.
All right, Alan's at 8. Well, he has blockers for both creatures now. He could trade the
Mhm.
Pyromancer and all that. He's not dead just yet, unless Alan draws a Bolt.
And then in the graveyard for Alan, do we have any direct damage spells like Culligan's Command?
Lightning Bolt.
Is there a Lightning Bolt? All right.
Yep.
So if he draws a land, it turns that land into a winning draw.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the retrace thing. Yeah. The retrace thing is pretty sick.
It's so sick. I mean, that's why it's arguably better than Bob.
Yeah, I get that. Jason in chat was saying that Renin 6 banned Bob. That might be true.
Basically. Also because Ren 6 can ping Bob.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That too. Both better than and can kill Bob.
Yeah.
You know what seems challenging, and I'm not sure if it is, but the Jund Mirror has to be challenging, right? Is that
Jund
really
Mirror
skill
is
intensive?
crazy hard. Yes, great, crazy skill intensive. The most common, the biggest tip is value your lands. A lot of times, you know, in Jund Mirrors, you leave your Lilianas in, you leave your Seasoned Pyromancers in, and people are discarding their lands. And those games tend to go long, and you need a lot of resources to get ahead. So keep your lands in the Jund Mirror is the biggest macro skill.
You heard it
Or
here,
any
folks.
mid-range.
Also, in Modern, at one point, when I was playing Modern last year, I think, Jund kind of fell to the side and people were playing the Rock instead, just black-green.
Yeah, there was a trend. That's right. It was
Why
like
was
everyone
that? I
was
forgot.
really hot on Field of the Dead. No, Field of Ruin, excuse me. That was like the new hotness.
Oh, what happened?
And
I missed the ending.
well, it looked like there was a land issue. Yeah.
Let's see. What happened on that last turn?
Sorry, what's that?
Oh,
Chris.
what just happened?
I bolted him. He was at 1.
Oh, okay. You drew a land?
I drew a bolt.
Oh, you drew a Bolt. Okay, cool. We just missed what card
We're
you
on
threw
it.
on the table. All right,
Oh,
cool.
okay. Yeah.
This is open deck list too, so Blood Moon might not be the
Yeah.
move here.
But you kind of like, it's like a win either way for David because as a Jund player, you're going to assume they brought it in. And then you're going to fetch your basics, even if they didn't actually bring it in. And you're right, Fine Scotch. Fulminator Mage doesn't work against mono red because they're just playing.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Basically mountain.
this particular burn list, the land destruction doesn't seem as great. But
And
yeah.
I mean, Relic, you know, it nerfs the Goyfs. I like it.
This is true. You would bring that in?
I don't know exactly what to take out.
Lava Dart doesn't seem that amazing, does it?
Sure, yeah.
Not sure though. It does seem underpowered
So-
in this matchup though.
Yeah. Alan's got an end of turn Cycle Baronmore. You'll keep in the Lava Dart. Why do you like it, Alpha AI?
Oh yeah, I'm curious. That was just the first card I picked out that I was like unsure about. Soulscar Mage seems good here. Gives you the reach that you need to boost your stats. So what would people
This is
side
true.
out? Renin 6 to start the game. Nice.
Turn 2, Ren and 6, great. Pings the... I never can remember how to say that one. Something coil.
Blister Coil, yeah. Bone Crusher is not on adventure. It's actually just Exile would light up the stage, everybody.
Okay. Alpha AI, Cardboard Live is live, for lack of a better word, so you can totally click on those icons and check it out.
Yes, this is true. Soulscar Mage. I like this card.
Soulscar Mage, yep, it's been around for a while. We just, there wasn't... Okay, I take it back. Amonkhet isn't that long. But I think people just didn't fully understand how to take advantage of the prowess.
Liliana.
Not to worry, Alpha. Liliana, turn 3 Lilianas. This is going pretty much exactly to plan, except that you didn't get to keep your Ren and 6, but also it killed one of their prowess creatures, so... And then they're going to plus. Yeah.
That was a discarded Maelstrom Pulse for Alan.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting that he discarded that. I guess his hand is just full of removal.
Yep, and Maelstrom Pulse is arguably the worst, and I guess maybe down the line you can get the Retrace online.
Yep.
Liliana going down to 1.
Bolted it.
And then Monastery Swift Spear going at Liliana. And you don't feel bad about that as the Jund player because you're not taking the damage. You're sitting at a very healthy 19.
Yeah. We talked about this on a few prior streams with burn. Like, if they use a burn spell on one of your creatures or planeswalkers or something, you're happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think I was talking about that with you, right? Was that with you?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so, yeah. Did you finish any, this is off topic, but did you finish any new altars?
No, I got like a billion, that's why, man. They're right here.
Nice. Which ones are you working on right now?
So I'm doing the full set of 10 shocks.
Nice.
And I'm just doing them a little bit at a time, each of them, but then they'll like all be done at once. It'll be
just one of each.
Yeah, it's for a cube.
I gotcha. Okay.
And then I got a Force of Will that I'm covering up the art with for a cube. I've got a couple of Star Wars altars for an EDH deck. That one's going to be sick. I was really looking forward to that challenge. And I'm doing 9 lives as somebody's cat, which is awesome. I've done cat altars before.
All right. Bloodbraid reveals a bolt. Yeah, people love the altars.
Yeah. I'm going to shamelessly plug. But
yeah, please do.
That's me.
It's your claim to fame.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
Lightning Bolt looks like this is a tough one. I think I target the creature here because I really want my Lilianas to be able to edict and keep the creature count low on the opposite side. Now the question is, do you swing with the Bloodbraid Elf? I'm thinking no, and they said no. Okay.
Yeah.
Season
I think Bloodbraid Elf
Pyromancer.
just plays D.
Scary, scary.
What do you think of this mono red deck overall though? Is it because I think it's like a new deck that David found that won a challenge or did well in a preliminary or something.
I really like this particular build's inclusion of Bone Crusher Giant and Seasoned Pyromancer. That's not a given. I think this really makes it into a creature-based, almost combo deck, I guess, because you need you're only running 12 instants. Oh, I guess it is. It's almost the 2020. It is the 2020 breakdown. So this is kind of like a classic deck.
Yeah. Bone Crusher Giant seems awesome with Obosh. Ooh, Chandra's here.
Yeah.
And it's Alan, so of course it's a promo.
That is great. Oh my gosh. This is a pet card of mine. I really like leaving it in as my top end to my Jund deck. So it's going to be plussing.
Yep.
And you get that card if you want to cast it, but he's tapped out.
Yep.
And then it's just 2 to the face.
I like
so
that.
Alpha AI would have taken out the Firebolt in order to get the Blood Moon in the sideboard. And Firebolt, probably because, it's sorcery, right? And 2 damage to any target. I get that. It's the least good of the other burn choices.
I guess I was thinking Firebolt does 4 damage, but Lava Dart does 1. It does 2, rather, with Obosh in play. But Who the hell
I think
knows?
the sorcery is a big deal.
Yeah, you're probably right. I didn't even remember that Firebolt was in Modern. Are people playing Firebolt in Modern a lot, or is this an anomaly?
No, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't see it that often,
Okay.
but that's okay. It might have only become modern legal since the modern, not Modern Masters. Yes, Modern Masters was
Modern
the one that
Horizons, yeah.
Modern Horizons.
Yeah. Have you played
Because you're
more
like,
Modern or more Legacy? Just wondering because you know these decks way better than I do. And
I've probably played more Modern than
okay,
Legacy,
more
but that's
Modern, okay.
because of access. In my
Hmm.
area, Modern
Yeah.
is the default format for everything.
Okay. That's how it is really by me too, but there are a significant amount of Legacy events.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably how it is everywhere, really. Koga Drax,
But
thanks for
as
the
you,
follow. Go ahead,
nice.
sorry.
No, but I'm kind of on a low point with Modern. I mean, I'm excited again because Astrolabe's out. There's just a lot of stuff going on that was making my decks like bad.
So what was going on in Modern before the recent banning? What was the
Well, we
Modern meta
had
looking like?
Astrolabe allowing you to run basics and run 3-color decks, which really isn't something that happened in Modern. It was really difficult to interact with. Snow control, just basically snow control was the thing. I don't know if the format was like crazy unhealthy, but Astrolabe was not helping us that much. I think Uro is a big problem and it's going to continue to be a big problem, but at least we can limit those now to the like color pie rules.
Yep. So we should unban Oko, is what you're saying.
No, no, I, no.
Do you have any? Do you have any unban hopes for? Because we were talking about this earlier as well. Do you have any unban
Hmm.
hopes for Modern?
I'm like always low key hoping for punishing Jund, but I don't think that's ever gonna
Mm,
happen.
yeah, that seems really annoying.
um, the username is
Yeah, let's not read
yep,
that.
wants opal. There are color pie rules in Modern, yeah.
I still think Prophetic Prism
Legit? No.
rules apply.
Prophetic Prism? Yeah. Well, yeah.
Um, so both players are kind of without stuff to do right now. Oh wait,
Yeah, and that's
wait, where'd those
exactly
come from?
where, well, that's where Jund wants to be because my top decks are going to be value, you know.
Never mind. I just figured out what happened. That was a light up the stage.
But I'll just keep casting Psionic Blast and nothing happens. Jebediah wants a Splinter Twin. I am not unbanned twin. Hashtag unbanned twin. That's not me. I'm sorry. Because it creates a meta where you don't get to, as a opponent of Splinter Twin, you don't get to use your mana efficiently, and you always have to like leave something up, even if you're
Mm,
faking it, to keep them from going off. And I just don't like that. That's not the type of meta I want to play in.
so you don't like Legacy then?
I like Legacy because I can do super powerful stuff. That's why I like Legacy.
I'm just playing. It was kind of like that though.
Yeah,
um,
exactly. Username 4-color twin, 3 fairy. Veil sounds atrocious. We don't need that.
what about Eye of Ugin? Collective Brutality.
So Eldrazi Winter was outrageous, which was, I believe, a GP in Detroit, where the meta was an obscene amount of Eldrazi, and you could probably do exactly what Gothmog is saying. You could probably shift it and nerf Eldrazi itself and ban Eldrazi Temple and then unban Eye of Ugin because
That just seems
Eye of
like
Ugin is more big mana. Eldrazi Temple is more of a cheating on mana type of deal,
okay.
but to each their own.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know, but I don't think they would do that. That just seems
So
like pointless.
username Eldrazi is a very powerful deck. It is kind of like an aggro mid-range deck. And yeah, it's there. It's just not as consistent. And if it was even a skosh more consistent, I think it would dominate. For sure. So checking in on the game, we've got a
Yeah.
Soul Scour Mage, lots of mana for both players. And David is deciding whether or not to attack. That Seasoned Pyromancer, I believe, is a light up the stage option, but not enough mana to cast it at the moment.
Yep. Culligan's Command. This is one of my favorite cards that has
Okay.
not been played much in Legacy lately.
Culligan's Command is one of my huge favorites in Jund. It's a little low on people's list right now because people were really pushing Jund down towards the 2 mana place. And I just think Jund flourishes in these 2-for-1s.
So
And
Pyromancer
followed
just
up with
got exiled
a
by Ooze.
very fancy Skoos to get rid of
Yeah.
that Pyromancer.
I mean, Alan is just a fancy guy. Look at all these cards.
Now, that Skoos is the most recent one from Double Masters, correct?
Oh, is it? I thought it was the. Oh yeah. Okay, I
Is
got
it
confused
not?
because
Am I wrong?
there was a secret lair one too, but that is the one
Oh,
from
is
Core
that
Set.
the
Yeah,
one?
that's the Core Set one. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, the core set one. Yes, okay.
The
So that ooze
secret
is
lair
going to
one.
be
Yeah, go
awesome. No, the ooze is going to
ahead.
be awesome because it's going to allow Alan to gain life
Mhm.
and get rid of those seasoned pyromancers. And
Yeah.
yeah, pimped out Jund is like a subset of a community that all Jund players aspire to be. It's amazing.
Is that true?
Yes, it 100% is true.
That's funny. All right, Alan now at 16. It looks like. Oh no. Life total is getting confusing. I'm not sure who's at what, but I guess it doesn't matter. Neither of them are close to dead, but Bloodbraid finds a Tarmogoyf pretty good.
Yeah. So we got a Tarmogoyf on the field. It looks like we have the classic 4.
It looks like
Yeah.
it, yeah.
I don't know if other Jund players think of it that way, but that's how I always think of it. Ooh, we got 5. What did I... Oh, the Renin 6.
Right. Yeah, when you've played a lot of Tarmogoyfs, I guess you just have that 4 defaulted in your head.
Mm-hmm.
All the other ones are bonus.
So Alan does not have any green mana up. That looks like a Black Cleave Cliffs left up
Mm-hmm.
for Skoos. I don't think I'm willing to block with my Skoos if I'm Alan right now. It's too risky. You're going to really rely on that Skoos to take you to victory here. But I think I'd be willing to block with my Bloodbraid Elf.
Oh, yeah, the Bloodbraid Elf I'll block all day.
Mm-hmm.
You want to waste time killing my Bloodbraid Elf, feel free.
So, Chris, what did you play in Modern when you were actively playing Modern?
So I've played a bunch of different Modern decks. I was kind
Sure.
of known at my local shop for playing Blue-Red Wizards or Blue-Red Tempo. That was like my own thing that I was
Nice.
just doing despite it
With
being
a healthy
good or
dose
bad.
of Wizard's Lightning, I hope.
Yeah, I did have Wizards Lightnings. Little later on, the deck moved to more of a control-y build. I had like Archmage's Charm and stuff like that, but I still had
Mm-hmm.
Delver and all that. So I played that a lot. I played Blue Red Moon quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
I
I've proxied
played,
up Blue Red Moon.
yeah, I don't know how good that is right now, but it was good at
I
whatever time
mean,
I was playing it.
it's always a thing. I assume it's doing some sort of Thassa's Oracle nonsense now.
You know what I was doing actually? At the time I was playing Blue Red Moon, I was running, and I was the only person doing this, and it was like my own spice. I was running Crackling Drake in the
Oh,
main,
nice.
and it was so good. It was so good.
Yeah, that's
Caught so
like
many
a
people off
low-key
guard.
Phoenix. Yeah.
Yeah, it was during
Build.
like the Arclight Phoenix part of the meta, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what else did I play? I played Eldrazi a bit.
Yeah.
I played. Mm, I'm blanking now. That might be it as far as like decks I've
Sure.
played a lot of. Yeah.
So this is the tough point in Jund where I always turn the corner too quickly. I know this about myself.
Hmm.
Where I would be tempted to swing out pretty aggressively, but maybe you're just swinging with the Tarmogoyf. Like, there's lots of creatures to eat in the graveyard.
Yeah. Doing a quick count right now. we can't see David's graveyard, unfortunately, but Alan only has one creature in the graveyard, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I think David must have a bunch, right? All right, so
Yeah.
just Tarmogoyf.
Right? I assume so. All right, so he's going to swing in with the Tarmogoyf. All right, getting in for 13. That's pretty burn strategy. Don't care about your life total. Just hope you kill them before you're at 0.
Yeah, I like that. I was also playing a Terramander light up the stage deck in Legacy for a while.
Okay.
I like
Yeah.
there was like this brief period where Terramander was hot. I was all over it.
Yeah.
I was a big
Yeah.
fan.
No, it was like the go-to part of Blue Red Delver.
Yeah.
So in response to Obosh on the stack, we are fetching on the Jun side, getting a forest,
Cool.
and then eating dudes. I think it's interesting to choose to eat now.
Yeah, maybe worried about flashback of Season Pyromancer. Oh, he doesn't have enough mana. Never mind.
Yeah. And then David's just passing back, which probably is not feeling too great in David's seat, but how many cards does he have in hand? If he's out, I would feel even worse.
Yeah, and it's non-combat damage, right? Or is it all damage?
I believe
Obosh.
it's all damage.
Is it
Double
all
check.
damage?
I don't see this card that often.
Me neither.
It is just damage.
Huh. All right.
So David's asking about Raging Ravine. So it is tough to know if it's time to activate that or just keep sticking with the scoos.
Was Raging Ravine already in play, or did you just play it?
It's been in play for a bit.
Oh, okay, okay.
And then the activation on that is 4.
Yes.
I would be tempted to save the Raging Ravine until David is tapped out, because I would be afraid of it getting bolted in response to it getting its +1/+1 counter. So we've got an 8/8 Scoos coming in and a 5/6 Goyf.
Yeah, that's rough for David. Oh, you know what else I played in Modern? I played a lot of Grixis Control. I played a
Great
lot
deck.
of when it was a thing. I played a lot of Bant
Right.
Snow with Oko.
Really?
Yeah, believe it or not, I did that with my life.
Yeah. Well, I say that, but Landon/Gothmog just ordered 2 Okos for his Legacy Infect deck, because he's just resigned to the fact that it would be foolish not to play it.
Yeah, I mean,
It's already Simic.
yeah. I haven't played against Infect in a long time. We'll have to get
Yeah.
Infect on the stream one day, because I don't think we've had Infect yet. We haven't had anybody
Okay.
get a poison counter yet.
He is all in on Infect. He's just going to play that deck forever. He played
Alright.
it before Jataxian Probe was banned.
All right, we'll plan that for next time. So this is our first ever Modern stream. I don't know if you were aware, ever of all time.
Oh, yeah, I might have cashed in a lot of channel points to
Oh,
skew
that's right.
that.
You were there. I forgot. Yeah. Yeah. So this is our first ever
Maybe
Modern stream.
all my channel points.
Yeah. And we've had, I've been getting hate mail and
Oh no, I'm so
people
sorry.
sending me animals' heads and like people threatening me to play Modern.
Okay.
So
Oh, okay.
we've had a long line of people that have been harassing me to play some Modern.
Dude, I do not miss Deathrite Shaman in Legacy because I play Black Red Reanimator, and there was a time there where I was like, I think I need to stop playing Black Red Reanimator because I can't win once the Deathrite Shaman is on the battlefield, and it only costs 1.
It does
Like
only
the other
cost
day
1.
when Graph Digger's Cage came down, I was like, oh.
All right, a Soulscar Mage and a Blister Coil,
Right.
and what's happening?
17k to get us back to pre-modern. Got it. It's true. Black Red can get out ahead of a Deathrite Shaman. Absolutely. And the Chancellor of the Annex, yeah, the whole thing.
Yep.
So These two elementals, I assume, came from a flashback, so to speak, season Pyromancer.
Yep.
Got David at 8. Tough spot.
Yeah, is David at 8? Yeah, okay, he's at 8. Alan's at 21 now. Is Eldrazi still a thing in Modern?
Absolutely. It is
Okay.
now generally playing the 4-drop Karn and has a Karn Wishboard.
Mm-hmm.
But it is still totally a thing.
What about Thopter Foundry decks? Are they relevant?
They were the hotness for a bit because it was like Urza, Thopter Foundry. It's a pretty interactable combo. So once people figured it out, they've kind of fallen to the wayside. But that said, it's totally still, you
Yeah.
will see it and you should know what the Thopter Foundry is in Modern.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess without Opal, they got weakened quite a bit.
It's true. Mm-hmm.
Are
Got
people
a Season
playing?
Pyromancer.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I guess so it's Season Pyromancer, but I did not see what the discards were. But it looks like they might have just been 2 lands. And that is my life, Jund. Late game, you just draw lands. It's a curse.
Well, Obliterate into Klothys seems pretty good.
Yeah.
Is this game
So 1,
locked
2,
up now?
3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 devotion. Did I count that right? So closest is a creature.
Yeah. I mean, how does David even deal with that? Doesn't seem possible.
Bolt, bolt, bolt. Or I guess he's at 21. Bolt, 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 bolt. I don't know.
Yeah, it seems rough.
This is tough. I mean, Alan has to be careful. He can't leave himself too vulnerable on the crackback, so I think you're only swinging with your biggins, and yeah.
Yeah.
So Goif is down to a 4. We must have lost creature out of the yard then? Because that is a huge scooze. 11.
True, yeah. There must be no creatures left. Obosh thinking about blocking here. Wow. How big is
That's
Obosh?
interesting.
4 or 5?
3, 5? It's a weird one. Yeah, 3, 5.
3/5. Okay, so it kills
So,
Goif. Okay. Interesting. Was that a bad attack with the Goif?
that might have been a mistake. I don't see the value that he got out of that. There's another creature in the yard.
Maybe
To
maybe trying to show he might have a bolt and trying to make him not block with Obosh.
I mean,
Maybe it was a risky block.
It was a lethal attack,
Yeah. Looks like David flooded out quite a bit.
Yeah. What is this? 10 lands?
Yeah.
Does play 20. And we're on turn 1,000,000, it feels like. I'm not sure that's true. But
It's
John
pretty,
has
we're pretty far.
9 lands.
I guess we're at that point in the game where everybody just has a lot of lands.
Yeah.
Well, what does David even need here? Klothys is going to start draining. It seems
Burn
ugly.
spells. And then, I mean, I know we said that you never flash back Firebolt, but you got enough mana.
Yeah, now he does. Now he does for sure. Whoever that
You got
was that said
nothing
you
else
never
to do
will,
it.
there's your
I did.
proof.
I did.
Oh, you did? I thought it
Yeah.
was somebody in chat.
No.
All right, Bloodbraid
David's
Elves are
starting to
down.
send his burn spells at Bloodbraid or at creatures. Is he really? I don't know if he can stabilize.
I mean, if he kills all the creatures, he could attack and he could do a lot of damage. Klothys is a blocker, though. How big is Klothys? 5/5? Let's forget. I don't think I've ever actually seen it become a creature before. Oh, it's a 4/5, but now it's no longer a creature because of devotion. Okay, so that's not relevant.
There we go. Oh yeah, because the Bloodbraid Elves were 4 of them.
Yep.
So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for devotion.
And now he definitely doesn't have it. Does have to be careful of the Raging Ravine. 3 prowess. So that's an 8 damage Swift Spear. 8 damage Obosh.
Yeah, I think I agree with Alan's choice to chump.
Yep. So if he swings out right now, it's 4, 8, 9, 18 damage. Puts Alan at 3. That seems pretty good. But it's
I guess
of
he does not
course
have the opportunity to chump either. This is all just coming in.
leaving back only
Unless
the
he...
elemental. Okay.
Yeah.
It's close.
14 damage coming across just with these 2 creatures because of Obosh and the... Well, it's not Prowess. So going down to 15.
Let's go down to 7.
Or
Should
7.
be, it's not 16 damage? Yeah, it was 16 damage. I was right the first time. Okay, they got it
Or is
right.
it 16? Oh, I did it
Yeah.
wrong.
No, I think they did it wrong and confused you.
Okay.
All right. So now they did it right.
Alright, Scoos up to 12-12. Clothis. Gain 2, lose 2.
Mm-hmm.
10 to 6.
Huh.
So we've
Gain
got,
4 life somehow.
The Clothis not being a creature is tough. I think a Bloodbraid Elf off the top would have been the best top deck for the Jund player.
Absolutely.
You're dead on the crackback, so you can't attack unless you can for sure swing in for the win, which would look like something like activating Raging Ravine
Bolt.
and maybe Bolt. Yeah.
I mean, making a Pyromancer token might be better.
Yeah, can you do that at instant speed? I forget. I think you can.
I think you can. Maybe
Yeah.
not.
So he's
Oh,
going
he's doing
for
it
it
now.
on his turn. Mm-hmm. Which maybe was something he could have saved. But small advantage.
Yep.
IOK was the drawn card.
Drawn card from what?
I just saw an IOK hit the graveyard.
Yeah, why did that happen?
I'm not sure.
Not
And then I saw him
sure.
go for cards. There must have been just a mistake because they seem to have backed it up and fixed it.
Okay.
So Alan decided to attack there. Which I guess maybe opens him up to a win next turn.
Possibly.
I maybe wouldn't have flashed back the Seasoned Pyromancer right away. I would have maybe saved it as a combat trick. But it turns out it worked out for him because David is just going Mountain Go.
Yeah. Seems like David drew a lot of lands this game.
Yeah, rough.
All right. I guess
They all
Alan
match
got
at
it.
least. Okay.
Alan got it.
Ah, really nice games.